Hello, and welcome to Writers Group Therapy.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Roshni. We're writers helping writers with whatever writing ailments you might have.
Whether it's related to your craft or your career, we can help.
Are you ready for your session?
The
The doctors
doctors
are
are
in.
in.
Tom, how are you? How is life in the Midwest?
Cold. Very, very cold.
So, full disclosure, Tom sent me a video where they had snow recently, and it looked like a good blizzard.
Yeah, it hasn't stuck around too much. We've had a little bit of snow, but it was a nice like snowfall to kind of watch, but I haven't been out in it too much. My car does not have snow tires yet. I just ordered my snow tires, which I'll be getting in about 10 days. So my all electric car will have snow tires and I'll
Oh
be
my!
able to drive.
I will tell you right now, even though I lived in Michigan for so long, I never had snow tires.
You could get away with, I mean, if you knew how to drive in it, you could get away with all season radials most of the time, depending on where you
Mm-hmm.
live. I live in the snow belt, so we get lake effect snows. We can get like 12 inches of snow in like one night, So
Oh man.
yeah, but I probably won't be going out in that too much since I work at home. Don't have to leave really. Just make sure the freezer's stocked. We have an extra freezer, so I've been stocking up on food.
Just in case of the next blizzard.
That and it seems like Trader Joe's is running out of everything, so not
Yeah.
to panic everybody, but
Go get your toilet paper now.
the great gyoza shortage of 2021 is over, though. I was able to buy my dumpling sauce today, so I got
Oh,
two bottles just in case.
good, good. And
Yeah.
we're in the middle of Hanukkah right now, aren't we?
This is like the second or third night of Hanukkah, which my family is not yet celebrating because it's too darn early. I don't know when and if we're gonna celebrate. We'll probably do it around Christmas, I assume,
Oh, okay.
just to be
Wow.
festive around that time. We just had Thanksgiving, so.
I know, right? And then you go right into another holiday.
Yeah. This is one of those
Wow.
years where the Jewish calendar loses a month or something like that. So that's why Hanukkah's like right after Thanksgiving instead of.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that seems super early. But that makes
Yeah.
sense then. Okay.
Yeah. The Jewish calendar has like a leap month or something. So it's very different. Yeah. It'll get later and later for the next 4 years and then it'll jump back to Thanksgiving again.
Oh
Something
my
like that.
gosh.
Yeah. It's weird.
Wow. So right on Hanukkah, then Christmas, then New Year's, and then hopefully you
Yeah.
catch a break.
Yeah. I haven't even started shopping. I don't even know what to get anybody.
No, I don't know much about. I mean, I know Hanukkah exists, but I don't know much about what the traditions are. Do you gift people every day during the
It varies from family to family.
Oh,
Some
okay.
families do the one gift a night for 8 nights. Some families just get together for big parties and exchange round robin gifts. If you have a big family, everybody draws a name, that kind of thing. It varies depending on the family.
Oh my gosh, I thought Christmas shopping was stressful. That sounds worse. 8 days of presents to figure out for
Well,
people.
that's yeah. I've only known that like the parents buying the 8 gifts for the kids. So
Mm.
and they, sometimes they would like stage them so like the first few were minor, and then you get to the big one at the end. So
Oh, okay.
so they're kind of along a range. They're not all like big gifts. There were years though where my parents would put out all the gifts and we get to pick one a night. And so if you pick the best one the first night, then you were kind of let down the rest of the nights.
Oh. And it's like, how would you know, right? What if they put them all in the same
Oh,
size box or something?
you wouldn't know. You'd be like, "Oh, I got the like best gift first, and so the rest is all just like whatever."
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, so happy holidays. You do Christmas obviously, so you've got
Yeah.
time. You've got 20 some days to go here.
Although, you know what's funny about Christmas is, I was having a discussion with my husband about when do you open Christmas presents? Because my
Ah,
family always did it at midnight, and we tried to do it the next day, like the morning of the 25th, and it just felt really awkward. So we always open it at midnight, and then we would like play with our new things or whatever, and then go to bed at like 2 in the morning.
yeah, but doesn't that spoil the whole Santa coming in the middle of the night kind of thing?
Well, we weren't really into Santa. But you know
Oh.
what? It's funny because I was talking to other people. My husband goes, I think it's a Filipino thing. And I said, you know what? I kind of think it's a non-American thing. And it just seems like it's a very like European American thing where it's like, we're going to open it the next morning. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'd be really curious to know what other people's traditions are because it wasn't just
Yeah.
Filipinos that I was talking to who were like, oh my gosh, yeah, we open it at midnight.
I know. Did you grow up with like, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," the whole story, The Grinch, all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that was always on, like, TV or whatever, but, like, we just never really bought into the Santa myth, and by the time my parents tried to, like, play that there was a Santa, we were like, "Whatever, we know he doesn't exist."
So what did you do
So,
on Christmas morning then?
we would just, like, go to church and then, like,
Oh,
maybe have dinner with family and play with our stuff
okay.
again, like, that was it, you know?
Because
It
I think
wasn't
the big thing here is to go to church on Christmas Eve, and then you have all Christmas Day to do your presents and watch the football and whatever else is on, that kind of stuff.
we would sometimes do, like, a Christmas Eve mass, but then we would still come home, open our presents. It was like it had to be at night.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
we would but yeah, so
Oh,
anyway.
you know what I'm missing? I don't know when they do it. The Hollywood Christmas Parade. I used to go to that all the time because it was right near where I lived, and they
Oh,
would
that's
record it. They
right.
would record it right after Thanksgiving, I think. If they haven't already, they would be really really soon because it'll air on TV in like a week or two, couple weeks before it airs before Christmas, obviously. But they record it all ahead of time right on Hollywood Boulevard outside the Dolby Theater, and
Mhm.
right between the Dolby Theater and Jimmy Kimmel Theaters. And it's funny because they record it out of order and then they edit it for TV. So I got to actually be backstage one year because I was assisting with a magician who was performing. It was really cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was right on Hollywood Boulevard during the parade. I was standing there with R2D2 and Grumpy Cat and all that stuff. It was fun.
That is so random.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite like holiday memory of Los Angeles, of Hollywood. Was the
Oh.
Hollywood Christmas Parade? Yeah. Didn't we go to the zoo once for the lights for Christmas?
Yeah, we did.
That was fun
We
too. Yeah.
did. Well, speaking of the holidays, because we were talking about gifting all over the place,
Yeah.
and we're writers, so that's our little segue. What gifts would you buy for the writers in your life?
Yeah. Good thing we did this. We did this topic like 4 years ago. We haven't gotten back to it. I came up with some new ideas this year. I was thinking about the things that I have in my world that I think other writers would like. Actually, so why don't you go first? Do you have an idea? What are you getting me?
A plane ticket back to Los Angeles one way.
Ah, ah. See,
Oh,
you've accepted the fact that I've left, but now you're just planning my return.
pretty much, yeah. I mean, everybody loves a good comeback story, right?
Right.
Right?
True.
But, speaking of travel, um, it's funny, I was thinking about this. So my caveat with any of the things that I'll mention in this podcast, first of all, find out if the writer or entertainer, but it doesn't have to just necessarily be a writer, but find out if the person in your life, the creative in your life, is using it for tax purposes.
Ah,
Because if they already have something, for example, like you could be like, oh, I'll buy you a Netflix subscription, which is great. But if they already have it and they're using it as a tax deduction, you might be taking away that tax deduction from them. So it's just something to think about.
that's a
So,
good point. Yeah, because if they
yeah.
if they don't buy it themselves, they can't deduct it.
Exactly, yeah, and I mean, like, not that it's not nice to give something to them, but as an example, here's my number 1, if they're doing, something that requires a lot of research and they have to, like, fly there, maybe help them with the Airbnb, help them with a plane ticket, give them some guidebooks on how to get around there or whatever, if they're doing a research trip, something that's maybe they can't afford it on their own, and they wouldn't mind if you pitched in.
Ah, okay, that's good. I like that. It's very unique, very very specific to the the writer who is doing either documentary work maybe, or if they're traveling to locations because their location is very specific to their story.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. I like
How
that.
about you?
I am sitting on it right now. I have a purple seat cushion for my desk chair. Have you heard of Purple? They
Purple
make
the
these.
mattress?
They make mattresses, but they also make seat cushions, and I also have a lumbar back support.
I
So,
did
and
not know they made things other than I just see the mattress, I never know that they made other things.
they do. They actually advertise the mattress all the time, but they don't advertise the other things. And I think I found out about it because I was looking into the mattress and saw that they had this other stuff, and I thought, oh, this is cool. I'll give it a try. And I started with the lumbar support, which is really nice. It's the lumbar support and the seat cushion both start at $35, so they're not that expensive, and they're really comfy. And they have this like mesh. kind of grid structure so the air flows through them so they don't get too hot.
Mhm.
And I have a big square seat cushion that just goes right on my desk chair. So I have a very comfortable chair. I can sit for a long time, and I don't get like my butt falling asleep and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh, that sounds really
Yeah,
comfortable. I
yeah. So I
could
got
use
the I
one
got the
right
lumbar.
now.
Yeah, I check it out. I'll put a link in the show notes. They're very cool. Great idea. It's not something they're gonna think of either. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and like my seat cushion actually comes with handles on the sides and a cover, so I could like take it with me if I want somewhere to like write in a coffee shop or
Oh,
something.
that's really cool.
Yeah,
Huh.
cool.
Well, I do know Masterclass, which we tried a few years ago. They
Ah,
have a lot more offerings since we tried it. I
gosh, yeah,
haven't
they
gone
keep
back.
adding stuff.
Yeah, I haven't gone back and looked at all of it, but I'm always getting notices of the new classes that they're adding on. So again, that might be something fun. Not even writing classes, but like, let's say, your writer friend is writing about a big stakes poker tournament or something. They have like
Hmm.
poker classes and they have
Oh
how to
yeah,
do basketball, like, and cooking, and they have all sorts of things. So even that for research, besides the how to write, might be
that's a great
interesting.
idea. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that. I mean, I love the Aaron Sorkin and the Ron Howard. Aaron Sorkin teaches writing, obviously, and
Mhm.
Ron Howard teaches directing. Those are both amazing. But yeah, you're right. They have cooking classes and they have science classes and all kinds of things. Neil deGrasse Tyson does a great science thinking kind of one. So yeah, that's perfect if you're researching a topic and you don't know that much about. They're like you're going to get information from the experts. That's
Yeah.
really really good idea. Wow,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. How about you? You're next.
Mine's another writer health idea, and it's another thing I also have. I don't, if you're sitting at your desk all day and you're working, you might feel a little lethargic. You might be like, oh, I need to work out, but I got to get this chapter done or whatever. They make these under the desk elliptical trainers. Have you seen these? They're like little mini ellipticals that you pedal under your desk.
I've seen the ones where you can, like, turn your desk into, like, kind of like those treadmill desks, but they also
Oh
have one for
yeah,
bikes. So they just have one where you're sitting, but you also do the, like,
yeah.
pedaling?
This is
Okay.
a little less involved. It's not a giant machine. It's just a little
Mhm.
unit that you put on the floor under your desk, and you can put your feet on it and you can pedal. I use it as
Huh.
a standing elliptical. I You can actually stand on it or sit and do it. So I use it in the basement as a workout kind of thing. And I had one for over a year and a half, and then I moved. I sold it to a friend, and I bought a new one when I got back here to Cleveland because it was too heavy to ship. So I'm on my second. It's a Stamina is the company that makes it. It's called an In Motion Compact Strider, and it's like I said, a year and a half. Never didn't have any problems with it, so it's really durable. Like around $100. And if you're looking to get a little extra steps in, or keep your heart rate going a little bit while you're getting into your writing, it's a great idea.
Oh, wow, and speaking of writer health, I swear I don't know how I lived so long without them. Blue light glasses are amazing.
Oh,
Have you tried them?
yeah. I have. I was working for a company where I was getting real eye strain. So I started
Yeah.
wearing a pair of them and it helped.
Yeah, they are amazing, and they're cheap. They're like $30. I mean, you can spend up to like 100 on them, or, you can add them to your prescription. A lot of they're more mainstream now. But seriously, like I do audiobook narration, I slap them on because I'm just like I can't stare at a screen for 2 hours and read and be okay. Like
Uh,
they are amazing. And just of course, you're staring at a screen as a writer too, for hours
hmm
on end. Like yeah, definitely.
Good, good idea.
Have like 2 pair in case you like
Two
lose one
pair.
or break one or something.
Cool. I saw that there is a new version of Final Draft. Well, I don't know how new it is, but if I'm on Final Draft 10 still,
I have to
and
upgrade mine. Mine
they're like
doesn't
up to
upgrade
12.
to yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say I upgraded my computer, but Final Draft didn't upgrade with my computer, so I have
Yeah.
to buy it again or something, I don't know yet.
Yeah, the new upgrade, if you want it, is $65 from finaldraft.com. And if you are on the go, they have a mobile version for the iPad that's only $10 actually.
Oh, but the upgrade is 65. If you're buying it new, it's like 100
It's
something, right?
a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I assume, but I bet a lot of our readers are already using it, but maybe some of them are using like Celtics and they haven't gotten Final Draft yet.
Yeah.
I delay upgrading forever because I don't feel like the new features are ever too enough for the upgrade. But if you're looking for ideas for presents, That would be nice if you gave a writer that upgrade, because then they wouldn't have to spend the money on it themselves.
Yeah. And speaking of other things that writers might want but don't want to spend the money on themselves, and I don't know if you can do this without just being like, here's a blank check, but the fees for submissions for writing
Ah,
contests and fellowships, I don't know if you can like pay into Film Freeway and be like, here's $100 towards whatever contest you're submitting for, or just, yeah, I guess just give them cash. But seriously, those add up.
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can get, yeah, that'd be great. If you could give a gift on like Film Freeway or Without a Box, that would be huge.
Yeah,
Or,
just like
any other writer.
put a bank of like $100 in there for so and so and be like, here you
Yeah.
go. Have fun, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because that's something that now that I'm not paying LA rent, I'm hoping to do more, is do more writing contests. Or there's some things like subscriptions to things like inktip.com, or what's the other one I use? ISA Connect, the International Screenwriters
Oh
Association.
yeah.
Both of those are script lead services. So they put out emails every week with leads for people looking for certain kinds of scripts that you might be able to submit your scripts to.
Hmm.
So I kind of let those go because I was trying to save money. But it's great when you find someone who's looking for a script and you're like, oh, I wrote something just like that, and you can submit it and see if they're interested in it.
Hmm.
So that's a good idea too.
Or just finance their next film.
Yeah, got an extra $500,000 lying around.
Right? Yeah, of course, you know.
Sure. I had one really cool thing I saw. I liked, if you're environmentally conscious writer, I saw a bamboo keyboard and mouse.
Really?
It's literally the keys and the frame and everything's made out of bamboo.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool looking too. It's obviously all wood, and I guess it's supposed to be, it's environmental because it's not plastic, and it's supposed to have a nice soft feel. But I don't know.
Hmm. So it's one of those like external keyboards like you would I've seen stuff like that,
It's
like
not for yeah,
fancy.
it's for a desktop, or you can use
Oh,
it with a
okay.
laptop. It's like wireless still,
Mhm.
wireless mouse, wireless keyboard, but you do like Bluetooth connect it to your laptop or your computer.
You know what else? It's so silly, but office upgrades of any kind. Like right now I'm standing in my sound booth where I spend a lot of time. It's a converted closet. My husband's been going, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And I said, I really want to upgrade the lighting in here." He's like,
Hmm.
"You just want a brighter light bulb?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, I can do that for you." What else do you
Oh,
want for Christmas? But like cuz you spend a lot of time anywhere that a writer's spending a lot of time unless they go to Starbucks, which you kind of can't do right now anyway because pandemic. But in theory, if you're spending a lot of time at your desk, you want it to be comfortable, you want it to be, you know, have your own personal touches, you want it to work well for you. So any of those, gosh, I would love a standing desk. I
hmm.
don't know if that would be on somebody's radar, but a standing desk, oh my gosh, speaking of health and writing.
I've had a standing desk for a long time, so they're very nice. Yeah, and if you get
Yeah.
like a drafting chair, like a tall office chair, then you can sit at it sometimes. You can stand at it sometimes. It's a nice option. It's good for posture because obviously it's hard to slouch when you're standing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Plus, like, I don't know about you, but I've noticed if I'm sitting for a really long time, like if I'm writing for a couple hours, my knees give way. I need to stand. It's weird. So I'm
Hmm.
like, yeah, I should get a standing
Yeah.
desk.
How about something on the cheaper end? Those are kind of pricey. How about something on the cheaper end, like big pack of multicolored Post-it notes for your breakout sessions where you're trying to break your story. Some people use the color coded Post-it notes to do like different characters or different locations.
Oh, you're assuming that you're a plotter.
A
I
plotter, yeah, I know
I
you're
have
not.
s- I have so tried so hard to do the sticky note thing, and I just could not make it work for me. So sticky notes would be wasted on me, but get them for Tom.
Well, I mean, you can still use them for your notes on your refrigerator, but I'm just thinking they're also good for writers. Some
Yeah.
writers like to do that.
Oh, I will say though, a planner. I mean, it's
Ah,
so simple.
mm-hmm,
Even just like I mean, everyone has their own style of planning, like a monthly planner or like a whole planner. But I found that for me, I might not be much of a plotter when I'm writing my story, but I am a planner as far as making those deadlines and promos. So for anybody who's writing, and if you have to promo your work, if you have, a pitch coming up, the deadlines for the fellowships, it really helps to have a planner so you can figure out when you have to have the first draft done or have it finished by or whatever, deadlines you got to meet. So yeah, a planner. They're simple, 50 bucks or less.
I know you're such a planner. You're
I
you're a
love
planner
planners.
and a scrapbooker and all that kind of stuff.
How am I a how am I a planner but I'm not a plotter?
Yeah.
That is so weird when you think about it.
Well, I think it's reasonable. A lot of people plan to write but don't.
Fair enough.
It's
Fair
like
enough.
getting up to that, it's the you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink kind of thing. You can plan all day, but until you start writing, it's not going to get written.
That would be also a really good gift for a writer, and it might not necessarily cost you anything. Find them a good writers group.
Oh, I
Yeah.
might start one here actually because I don't know if there is a good screenwriting group here yet.
Nice.
Maybe my present to Cleveland screenwriters will be to start a screenwriting group.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you meet in person or would you meet online still?
Well, I would assume we'd start virtually and then eventually
Mhm.
meet in public. I want to get in touch with them. There's a group called Lit Cleveland. It's a Cleveland Literature Association
Oh,
that
cool.
does a lot of events and stuff, but I don't know how much they do on the screenwriting side. So maybe I can help them expand that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing when you really delve into different just look into your different authors and screenwriters that you like and kind of trace their histories. There are some authors that I love that were in these writers groups for years with other authors that I read. It's amazing how everyone comes up together. So it's kind of cool. And
Yeah.
like yeah, we all learn from each other and grow. It's cool.
I have one don't for
Oh,
screen. Yeah. I was actually looking online at ideas for gifts for writers. And this one list had this thing on it, and I thought this is not a good idea unless somebody would really love it. But somebody was saying get your writer friend a vintage typewriter. I'm like, why? None of us are using actual typewriters.
I mean, maybe if they just want to put it on their desk as a paperweight.
That's what I'm thinking. They're very expensive, very heavy paperweights.
And you can't even get the ink to as a practical gift, like, if they run out of the ink, how are they gonna get more?
Well, especially a quote unquote vintage typewriter. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a tchotchke. It's more of a oh, that's interesting. It's not exactly I want to say useful,
I
and it
mean, I
does
would
take up
get one and just
space.
yeah, like, I put it on my shelf and be like, "Ooh, that looks cool," but, like, yeah, I mean,
Talking as
I
a
don't
writer who
know.
lived in a tiny studio apartment in LA, I would not have room for a typewriter in my apartment.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, I
Yeah,
think it sounds cool as a decorative piece, but, eh, I mean, we're talking practical here, so I'm just like, "Huh."
yeah.
But it's definitely
Practicality
not
is
a
the
tax
problem.
write-off. It's definitely not a tax
Yeah,
write-off. So then it's fine.
I had one. I saw one at some estate sale somewhere, and I bought it. I don't know for a few bucks, and it was really cool. But it was so heavy, and then I never did anything with it except leave it sitting there. So, unless you're kind of a collector of those kinds of things, you think it's really cool to have that around, kind of as like a signal that I'm a writer. Pass on that. There's better ideas.
Oh, you know what else you could get for the writer in your life? Hint, hint. Write them a good review. Or just
Oh,
write a review. You don't even have to make it good. Write a review about any of their works.
yeah. On their
Yeah.
book on Amazon
Mhm.
or their
Yep.
game on iTunes and Android.
We'll switch. I'll write a review for you, you write a review for me.
There you go. Or yeah, any of those things. Or maybe if their blog or their
Yep.
podcast. Yeah, any of
Yeah,
those things. Reviews would be wonderful.
doesn't cost you a thing.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I would say don't give to a writer.
Grief.
Ah, yeah, right?
Let's all stay happy this season. Yay.
Yeah, don't ask them when are you gonna get a real job.
D- don't go to your writer friend and say, "Hey, I've got a great idea for a script for you. All you have to do is write it." I
Yeah,
love when my
right?
friends do that. Stop doing that.
So those are the don'ts, but
Don't.
everything else is fine.
Don't give me ideas for the holidays. I got plenty of ideas.
But do give encouragement because your writer friends definitely need encouragement and they need good people behind them.
Great point. Good thoughts.
Well, thank you guys so much. What are the things that you would get for your friends for the holidays? Let us know in the comments. You can find us online at writersgrouptherapy.com or at WG Therapy on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, and have a great holiday season.